Before I go to the center, we have been doing these instructed liturgies just to help us understand the changes that have come to our congregation since joining the ACNA around 4 years ago. And this is one of the bigger ones when the gospel is read from the center. And so we just want to talk about that a little bit. It's one of my favorite changes. Maybe for you, it's like your least favorite change, and that's totally okay. But what happens when the gospel is read from the center of the sanctuary is that the gospel comes into the earth. Jesus left heaven, and he came down, and he moved into the neighborhood, Hiju. And he wouldn't leave you alone, Jung. Like, we are all here together, Joe, and I'm putting you people on the spot, and that can feel super uncomfortable, right? It can feel uncomfortable when Jesus moves into the neighborhood. It can feel a little uncomfortable when he gets a little too close, when he speaks to us a little bit too softly or too loudly sometimes. But what we're experiencing as we see the gospel come into the center is that the gospel is going to the four corners of the earth. So it's not only for you, Asher, but it's also for you, Matt, and it's for your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor. So the gospel doesn't leave you alone. It requires that you do it with other people and that you walk alongside other people together. And so, yes, it can feel really awkward and really hard when the gospel comes close. You know if you sit around this general area, you're going to get the gospel reader near you. And sometimes that can feel awkward, and we're like, why are we doing this again? But it's a reminder that Jesus moved into our neighborhood and that he walks among us and he walks with us. And he will not leave us alone. And this morning is Good Shepherd Sunday. We had text from the Old Testament pointing to that. We had our psalm. And now every single year on Good Shepherd Sunday, this text is read, John 10. And it's an invitation for us to consider what it means for Jesus to shepherd us, for what it means to allow him to tenderly guide us. You know, a rod and a staff are not punishment tools. They're direction tools. They keep us out of danger. Jesus would never use a rod and a staff to hit anyone or to punish anyone. He only uses it to direct you out of danger. And that's the beauty of Good Shepherd Sunday, because it reminds us of that. So from the center, Jesus moves into the neighborhood, and he said, "Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger they will not follow, but they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers." This figure of speech Jesus used with them, but they did not understand what he was trying to say to them. So Jesus again said to them, "Truly, truly, I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." The gospel of the Lord.